This classic teen movie is celebrating its 20th anniversary in 2019. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Cruel Intentions moments.
I read your manifesto.
You did?
I must say, I found it rather appalling.
That's a first. Most people praise me for it.
Most people are sheep.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the best scenes from this twisted romantic drama. Also, a spoiler alert is now in effect.
I have a reputation to uphold.
Oh, but diddling the therapist's daughter's a challenge.
She was overcharging.
Number 10. The Bet. Based on the 18th century French novel Les Liaisons Dangereuses, Cruel Intentions follows the sexual manipulations of popular and well-to-do step-siblings Kathryn and Sebastian Valmont.
You don't stand a chance. Even this is out of your league.
Care to make a wager on that?
Kathryn seeks revenge on an ex, while Sebastian wants to sleep with the headmaster's virgin daughter to boost his reputation.
Can you imagine what this will do for my reputation? Screwing the new headmaster's daughter before school starts. She'll be my greatest victory.
The two make a wager over whether or not he'll succeed, with Sebastian's car and Kathryn's body as the stakes. Both seductive and twisted, the scene establishes right away that our protagonists are also our villains, while laying out their perverse dynamic together.
You got yourself a bet, baby.
Happy hunting, Sebastian.
Number 9. The Blackmail. When Sebastian discovers that Annette has been warned about his womanizing ways, he decides to get revenge on the suspected informant.
Well, what do we have here?
The man in question is Greg McConnell, a closeted football stud and Annette's ex-boyfriend. So Sebastian sets him up, taking photos of him in bed with Sebastian's friend Blaine, who is in on the scheme.
Please don't tell anyone. This could ruin my whole career, man.
Using the photos, Sebastian blackmails Greg into praising him to Annette. It's exceptionally cruel, and shows the elaborate and callous means that Sebastian and his friend will go to in order to achieve his intentions.
Your secret's safe with me. Actually, there is something you can do for me.
Number 8. Kathryn's Triumph. Kathryn Murtoy is a complicated and nuanced character, whose ultimate goal remains ambiguous to the audience throughout the story.
What shall we toast to?
To my triumph.
She manipulates everyone around her, including Sebastian. And in this scene, she reveals to him the complex ways in which she's managed to get exactly what she wants out of the situation.
What's so funny?
Silly rabbit. My triumph isn't over her. It's over you.
She tells Sebastian that he's just a toy, and lambastes his character. But this also marks a turning point in the film. We see the tears in Sebastian's eyes that show that he is far more human and vulnerable than Kathryn could ever be.
So I assume you've come here to make some arrangements. But unfortunately, I don't losers.
Number 7. Kathryn gets what she wants.
I hate it when things don't go my way. It makes me so horny.
Kathryn is a master manipulator, and her weapon of choice is pretty clear. In this scene, she checks in with Sebastian, asking him if he's succeeded in his seduction of Annette, and requesting that he help with her own mission, ruining Cecile Caldwell.
Cecile is planning on going away with Court next week. I'll need you to speed up her sexual awakening.
I'm at your service.
Throughout this entire conversation, Kathryn is attempting a seduction of her own, teasing her stepbrother while she lies on top of him. You can decide whether this scene is steamy or just plain sadistic. Sure, the two are step-siblings, but either way, it's pretty disturbing.
Until then. Down, boy.
Number 6. Kathryn's speech. For much of the movie, Kathryn may seem like a straight-up villain, but at certain moments we get insight into her psyche that makes us sympathize with her, at least a little.
Eat me, Sebastian. It's all right for guys like you and Court to everyone, but when I do it, I get dumped for innocent little twits like Cecile. God forbid I exude confidence and enjoy sex.
In this scene, she explains her motivations to Sebastian. And as messed up as she is, there's actually a pretty strong undercurrent of feminism at the core of her monologue.
Do you think I relish the fact that I have to act like Mary Sunshine 24/7 so I can be considered a lady?
She explains how she resents the fact that she has to act a certain way as a woman, always appearing to be pure and innocent rather than showing confidence or sexual pleasure. Hey, maybe this story was actually ahead of its time.
I'm the Marcia f***ing Brady of the Upper East Side, and sometimes I want to kill myself. So there's your psychoanalysis, Dr. Freud. Now tell me, are you in or are you out?
Number 5, that kiss. It wouldn't be a list about cruel intentions without mentioning this memorable moment.
I guess I'm just scared.
Of what?
Duh, boys. Never even gone to first base with a guy.
Haven't you ever practiced on one of your girlfriends?
As part of her epic takedown, Kathryn helps to usher in a sexual awakening in Cecile. This involves teaching her how to kiss, because of course it does. It's a pretty sensual scene, and one that confirms that you do not want to watch this with mom and dad.
Are you for real?
You want to learn or not?
I guess.
In scenes like this one, you get the impression that Kathryn may actually want to help Cecile, and has forgotten about her ulterior motives. Also, Sarah Michelle Gellar's outfit in this scene is pure, over-the-top perfection.
Eyes closed.
Number 4, swimming. In his attempt to seduce Annette, Sebastian blares loud music into her bedroom, which tricks her into coming to find him in the pool room.
Excuse me.
What a pleasant surprise!
It's clear from the start that she is not amused by his antics, but faster than you'd think, he convinces her to hang out with him. This marks the turning point in their relationship, when she begins to fall for him.
Well, I suppose your proposal was only mildly insulting. So maybe I'll consider it. Give me a minute.
Sebastian does such a good job here that we almost start to believe him. Oh, and that phone call that Sebastian has with Kathryn while Annette is getting ready? It may be brief, but it is hilarious.
Her yet?
I'm working on it.
Loser.
Blow me.
Call me later.
Okay.
Number 3, Annette tries to make Sebastian laugh. Once they actually start spending time together, Annette and Sebastian have some great moments with one another.
You're trying to tell me that you had a good time with that old lady.
I did. We played 3 games of backgammon. All right, I was bored on my mind. I hate doing charity.
One of them comes when they're driving in the countryside and Annette accuses Sebastian of taking everything too seriously. She starts trying to make him laugh by pulling ridiculous faces at him while he drives, and at first he is clearly not amused.
What are you doing? Stop it, it's distracting.
His resolve quickly crumbles, however, and he can't help but smile at her when she won't stop. It's a cute moment that's actually relatable in a movie largely filled with overly dramatic ones.
It's okay, you can laugh. I promise I won't tell anybody.
Number 2, the escalator scene.
I'm sorry, I can't.
In the climax of the film, Annette has been hurt by Sebastian and plans to leave town to stay with a friend. He can't let her go at this point, however, and waits for her at the top of an escalator at the train station.
Pull me out from inside. I am ready, I am ready.
Despite everything we know about Sebastian, this moment is incredibly romantic because it shows that he's managed to truly change. The choice to use the song Colorblind by Counting Crows in this scene couldn't have been more perfect.
I'm impressed.
Well, I'm in love.
Pull me out from inside.
You'd better bet that this moment fueled a whole lot of teenage fantasies. And afterwards, Sebastian finally gets what he sought.
I am covered in skin.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Don't you want to make Ronald happy? Practice makes perfect, Cecile. My advice is to sleep with as many people as possible.
I don't know how to make this any clearer to you. You mean nothing to me. You were just a conquest.
You're such a coward. Look at yourself. You're shaking.
The blackmail is gone! The blackmail is gone! Praise Jesus! The blackmail is gone!
Sebastian.
I love you, Annette.
I love you too.
Why can't we be together?
You really want to know why?
Yes, I want to know why.
It's because I don't trust myself with you.
Number 1. Kathryn gets what she deserves. After Sebastian's sudden and tragic death, Kathryn is one of the people to speak at his funeral.
It might be hard to see, but what we should learn from this experience is to be true to ourselves and to resist the temptations of peer pressure.
During her speech, however, the crowd becomes unsettled and people start to leave as she's still speaking.
You'd want me to say, Kathryn, I'm sorry.
She goes outside to realize that someone has printed out copies of Sebastian's journal, and Cecile hands her one with an innocent smile on her face. Inside are details of all of Kathryn's exploits, which will not only ruin her relationships and her reputation, but also her academic career.
'Cause it's a bittersweet symphony that's life.
All of this, set to the bars of Bittersweet Symphony, make for a perfect moment. And seeing Annette drive off in Sebastian's car is just the cherry on top.
No change, I can change, I can change, I can change.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
People from one